What do you know about that new? That is right. Welcome to Break Room Conversations. We are here to talk about the newness in Aveda products. So we are missing our fellow Break Room Conversation pal. He is at the mothership in Minneapolis right now doing some really cool things, I can imagine. So here we are today to talk about two things. One, we wanted to just clear all your thoughts about Aveda Color Renewal because it's out and there's been tons of questions. So we are here to answer those questions for you. And for those that are watching live, if you have questions in the moment, type them into the comments. I'll be checking my phone to see what comes through. And then at the end of this, we are going to let you guys know, just in case you've missed the memo, the new things going on with Smooth Infusion. So Alberto, let's talk about color renewal. What's going on with it?
Well, look, color care is a huge retail opportunity for guests. They're always trying to figure out how to maintain their hair color after they leave the salon and in between visits. And, I personally love pre-booking them for like a quick color refresh. But look, there's other opportunities that we have. So with this color renewal, it's a great way to introduce your guest to keep their color refreshed in between services. But here's the caveat to it. They're very specific to the type of guest, and you have to remember what the desired outcome is. So for example, if you like that, if that guest wants a cool brunette or you want that cool brunette, and that's what you recommend, you have to be very careful that they don't have any other type of color in their hair. It's not like they should have a base color with a balayage or a highlight service in between. I really only recommend these color masks for guests that are pretty much one solid color and have very, very little highlighting work, because if you put that cool brown on the brown, it's going to do its job, but guess what it's going to do? The highlights, it's going to absolutely turn them green. So they're not for every guest,
Like
typically.
my highlights would turn a different color.
Absolutely. So I wouldn't recommend, you're not a color renewal guest. It's for those people, like, or maybe even a guest that has natural color and has never colored their hair, but the ends get oxidized because it's very natural to happen. Absolutely. Turn them on to color renewal. It'll actually introduce them to a color service. And then eventually what happens is they're like, well, I kind of would love for this to last longer. What can you introduce me to? Boom, you have a demi service on your hands. So just be very mindful, if they have different levels of blonde, like I'm thinking the blondes, if they have very different levels of blonde, that cool blonde is going to do something very different on each level. So, and then in terms of removing, so here are kind of my tips and tricks to tell your guests. Don't leave it on for longer than 5 minutes. The way direct dyes work is the longer you leave them on, the more deposition you're going to experience. So yes, it's a water soluble direct dye, but the deeper and longer it sits on, the harder it's going to be to remove, and it's not going to wash out as easy. So that's one. And then if you really, really, really are trying to highlight through it, I don't recommend a soap cap. I recommend going full force with enlightener in a 1-to-2 ratio with your developer in a foil, and allow it to process for the maximum amount of time, which is an hour typically. So those are my little tips and tricks with working with color masks.
Interesting. I did not know it was a direct dye. Wow. Okay. And then for those that may not be too familiar with direct dyes, because we do have some consumers that are watching. Hey, what exactly is a direct dye?
So unlike oxidative dyes, which are more permanent, like permanent color or demi, direct dyes just they're preformed dyes and they sit on top of the surface of the hair. But it's really interesting the way they work, because like with oxidative dye, which is permanent color, it actually opens up the cuticle, goes into the hair, all that is happening, right? But the way direct dyes work is that they work off of positive and negative charges, right? And so when you bring a positive and negative together, they stick together. And so typically damaged hair is negatively charged and direct dyes are positively charged. So actually, the more damage you have on your hair, the better direct dyes are going to perform. So that's kind of what's tricky, you know?
Interesting, interesting.
Science, hashtag hair color science.
There's a lot of science there. Woo. So out of the color renewal, the lineup, is there one that really is like shining bright? You know, I know there's always that one.
It's always going to be a cool blonde, I feel like. Even though we're moving into a season like warm color is in, warm blondes are totally in. So I would love that golden blonde one to kind of be a thing. And it's a great way to introduce your guests to something a little different. Like, you know, if they're tired of their blonde, be like, hey, look, try this and see how it looks on you and if you like it. But it's that going to be that cool blonde because, you know, blondes, yeah, they like to stay blonde and pretty nice and neutral, no yellow. So
No yellow, please, no yellow. And we do have a question that came through. Let's see. So do you recommend to stop using the mask prior to coming in for a color service? If so, how long before the service?
absolutely. Yeah, because you do not want a fresh direct dye on there. You want the opportunity for that guest to kind of help kind of remove it prior to the visit for you, so it makes it easier. I would say maybe about 2 weeks prior to the service. And really, you know, these masks should only be used maybe once every 2 weeks. It should definitely not be a weekly thing.
Yes, and yes, definitely. Because of everything that's in there, there's really no need to.
Yeah, and I would say this, like if you have a guest that comes, I don't know, let's be real, what guests are coming maybe somewhere between 7 to 8 weeks now. I would just recommend one application of it at home in between the service.
Mm. So it's like a good, just a color refresh in between
Right in
services
between.
to get
Yeah,
them to their next service.
exactly. That's what I would recommend. Don't let
Yeah,
them go crazy with it.
love that. We got a thumbs up. So I think that answered the question. So thank you. Is there anything else on color renewal that we need to clarify, clear up?
No, I think just don't be afraid of it. Like I said, I think it's a great retail opportunity. Just be very mindful of the guests that you're recommending it to and give them clear directions, you know, because like with anything, we prescribe different things in retail and it has to come with the full prescription and directions.
Definitely try it out on yourself too, because it does help to have, you know, firsthand knowledge. Well, cool. Yeah. If anyone has any more questions about it, please comment below. We are going to move on to Smooth Infusion. And unfortunately, we have given our products to others that really needed to test because clearly Alberto is not using Smooth Infusion. And I wish me about 5 years ago, I wish all of these new products would have come out, but now I've embraced my natural and no heat. So I'm excited. I love Smooth Infusion. Honestly, it's one of my hero products of Aveda before I stopped using heat. And what's really neat about this new, I guess, reawakening of the line with the anti-frizz shampoo and the anti-frizz conditioner, just that name alone is pretty neat, are the new products that have evolved. And you know what's cool about Aveda is they've been working on this for 6 years. Like it's just, I'm like, what are they working on now?
And you know what? It's the perfect time. Their timing's perfect because straight hair is making a comeback.
Oh, really?
Straight, no, it is. It actually really is. Sleek and shiny straight hair is making a big comeback.
Okay, all right. Well, that's great because we are on top of it, and there's a lot of commotion on what the hero product really is out of these two. So everyone is loving the perfect blow dry spray. And I was talking to a bunch of stylists about this, and everyone told me, make sure that you shake and spray, you brush and dry. Like that is very important that you shake it, you spray it on, you brush it through, and you dry it. Oh, and we have another question about this. Yeah, you can definitely, another recommendation is to spray it in your hand as well, to spray it in your hand and to emulsify and to go mid-lengths through ends in your hair as well. So thank you for that question. Yeah, definitely. And that was a little tidbit. Wow, we're getting a lot of stuff coming in that everyone is loving. Oh, loving it on your curly hair. Thank you. Thank you. I guess I will try it now.
I can see that since it's so like anti-frizz. That's good.
Well, and what's cool about the blow dry spray too is that it instantly smooths your hair. So everyone's saying that their clients are commenting on just how instantly smooth and soft their hair is. It protects up to 85% of humidity, which we all can look at our weather app and we are all probably at 85% humidity right now. So that's really exciting. And the other hero product that, I mean, they're just both gonna be hero products because it's for two different hair types and both hair types are loving it, is the Perfectly Sleek Hair Styling Cream. So this is definitely for someone that has like curlier, thicker hair. And it really is going to just help condition the hair, protect it from, combing, heat styling. And all the products provide up to, heat protection up to 450 degrees. I hope no one's going above 450 degrees. Are people going above 450 degrees?
Oh my God, I hope not.
I don't even know if my oven goes up to 450 degrees. And then what's neat about this, especially with the shampoo and conditioner, what I think is super important for our guests to know is that it's silicone free and sulfate free. And we have a naturally derived silicone that's made from castor bean oil. So you still are going to have, your hair is still going to be wrapped in a natural oil. So it's going to help to really, smooth the strands, repel the moisture. And of course, sulfate free is very good for the hair too. And I get asked a lot about silicones and it's interesting. So silicones, they're not bad, but they're not the best if you're looking for healthy hair, right? Like, cause they can weigh down the hair. Your hair can lose strength. And it's really interesting. I don't know if you've noticed this with guests, when they switch over to a silicone free shampoo, immediately they're like, my hair just feels lighter, and like they can actually like feel their hair. Yeah. So it's super important that we educate our guests on the silicone freeness. And what else? What else about Smooth Infusion? Let's see if I know we have some comments. We do have some things. Give me a second. Oh, wow. Wow. Thanks, guys, for all the love. Yes, the plant polymer shield. That is the new dual, it's like the dual activation with the plant polymer shield. And we have tamanu oil. We have this really fancy melon oil. So we're really excited about the comeback of
learning a lot right now.
I know I can't even keep up with these comments. Thank y'all. So we have someone that tried it with Perfectly Sleek on a spritz with water and restyled that day. Oh, so you use that as a restyler. Okay. All right. So maybe I'm going to take my product back from my friend that is obsessed with her heat tools.
I know y'all should be posting these videos on TikTok. I want to see some of these tutorials.
Yeah. Ooh, love the Smooth Infusion mask with the silk press. Cool. I love this. So now is the time. Smooth Infusion is here. We know our guests love it. It's super, to me, this is an easy transition for, to get our guests getting the new products. And it's not that anything was wrong with the old ones. We've just, as life moves on, we have to, embrace change and
technology changes in hair.
Yeah, so we are always finding like the bigger and better things.
Let's wait till we talk about the new color control later in a month.
So just a quick little review with Smooth Infusion. When you're talking to your guests with anything, now it's time. How do you like your hair to be styled? How do you want your hair to be styled when you leave? And if they say that they want it sleek and smooth. Get excited. We have something new. I cannot wait to show you and use this on you. Put it in their hand, have them smell it. Just get excited because it's a cool, really cool product. All right, guys. Well, look, we appreciate the comments, the questions. Alberto, thank you for clearing up the color renewal. I knew that's been like a hot topic. And once again, if anyone is watching this later and you have some more questions about it, don't hesitate. Just drop a comment. We are here to help you guys out. And I think that is it. For all those Nashville people watching, we will see you this weekend at Fest. Woo-woo. Stay tuned for all of our Instagrams this weekend. We will be sharing all the fun, and we can't wait to see everyone there. So until next week, bye, you guys.
Bye.